Before I talk about Zerogons and what I'm going to the product that we have, a brief about what I do and what I've been doing would help set the context here. So I've been working in software industry for last 17 years, out of which almost a decade has been in big data machine learning solutioning. We've worked with a lot of big employers like IBM, Capgemini, Infosys, before we jumped on a startup journey. I already have one venture called Exeritum. It's into big data machine learning services from Pune. And this is a product company that we have formed along with one of my partner called Sandeep. He's not here today. And this is again in the space of big data and machine learning, but from a product standpoint. So during the decade-long experience that I've had in big data, there have been challenges which are very common across industries, and they do have their own local flavor in terms of what they're facing, but at the root level, they're all pretty much the same. And that prompted us to build a product which could place us in that area where we can quickly, because services takes time, right? All of you know. So if you have to build something for a client, it takes few weeks to months to build something. But if you have already off-the-shelf product available, you can do it in maybe hours, if not days. And that's where we started building the company called Zerogons. And I'm going to talk about So some industry numbers that I have with me right now, talking about the challenges which we are trying to address with this company. The challenge has been always, the data is available now. Data is the new oil, right? So data is pretty much available with all the enterprises across the globe. What they're finding difficult is how to harness value out of it, how to work and how to collaborate with the data. All of them have been working extensively for last few years to make it a success. Honestly, having spent that much of time in this space, I still believe not much has been achieved and there is much more that we can do. And mostly because everybody is working in their silos. And technology is evolving rapidly. So 5 years ago, Spark was just a baby. Now Spark is probably the de facto platform for big data use cases. Hadoop is kind of taken a backseat. It's still relevant, and it's very stable, but it doesn't solve your real-time problems. Then there comes the machine learning added angle to it. Now, not all tools offer machine learning. Somebody has to play around with all the technologies available and find the right fit for their solution. So all these have been going on for quite some time, and these are data numbers from IDG Research and Gartner, which talks about the real pain that industry is facing right now. If you see, everybody is talking about, I have data, I do not know how to use it. I do not know how to take out insights from that which can be helpful for my business. I have people, I have SMEs, but they don't know the technology, how to work on it. And everybody is kind of referring to the same problem. And this is Gartner number for next 5 years, or right now it's 3 years now. But you can see, what everybody is talking is AI, data analytics, machine learning. And how is it going to be relevant? Because data generation is going to increase as we move ahead from here. Digital transformation is the key word for a lot of enterprises, and everybody is on that journey, which means more digital data, which means more analysis to do, which means tools to be available which can solve your problems rapidly. If you look at this slide, you will see that as per Gartner, the top 7 expenditures which the companies are going to invest is all digital transformation, be it cloud, be it business intelligence, data analytics, or whatever it is, but it's gonna be on digital side. And this is where we want to place ourselves. We want to come out as a provider of a product which can solve this problem. This is what we have. We call it Streamflux. And before I go there, I just want to highlight a bit on this slide also, this one. So over here, the experience that I have had across industries, people talk about working in silos. So you have a data engineering team, you have a data ingestion team, you have a data science team, and you have an infra team, and sometimes you even have a data quality team. Data scientist probably, or machine learning engineer comes probably at the end of this chain, and they need to wait for the upstream teams to do their work before they can actually start working on those data points so that they can train their model. The priorities of each team is going to be different at same point in time. So it takes approximately 7 months as per Gartner to put that use case to production. And primarily because the data scientist can do this job, but he doesn't have the data to work with it. And that's a use case that we're trying to solve here, because we understood that this is happening because these data scientists don't know how to work on big data technologies. They know R, they know Python, but if you have to ask them to work on petabytes, terabytes of data, Python and R doesn't work there. They need to know Spark, they need to know Scala or something of that magnitude. And at that level, they can't learn a new language or a technology. So we are abstracting everything that is required from technology perspective, building a visual designer for them so that they can, right from data ingestion, they can actually start working on data, clean it, curate it, wrangle it, and build their models on actual production data before putting it to production. They can train their models on production data without actually hampering the data that's there in the production. So that's something which this product will do. We have a lot of connectors, 50 plus operators, 20 plus connectors, and we have right now machine learning models already incorporated in the tool. As we speak, the team is working on deep learning models to be a part of it. So hopefully by October end, we will have a couple of deep learning models also a part of tool. For BA community, which I see most of you guys are here, this is interesting. So this tool, it works on top of Spark, and it can help the BAs to move from traditional data warehousing to big data warehousing, creating data lakes, having the same paradigm of using the operators by drag and drop, connecting, configuring, and nothing to code. So you don't need to code a single line in Spark or Scala to make your big data lake, data warehouse available for analysis. In fact, I'll go one step ahead, and if those BAs want to go into machine learning space, they still don't need to learn any technology, how to write the models, how to configure the models, how to train the models. All they need to know how to set the values of the parameters and compare the different versions of the models. They can actually drag and drop the model that they want to use, integrate that with the ETL pipeline, and find out insights from the data that they have. Just for people who are interested in machine learning, this is what we can do there. You can score service. There's a governance model also. So if you have your own pipeline and you don't want anybody else use it, you can keep it private. And if you want to collaborate with multiple teams, you can actually share it across. And all of them can work on the same model, or same pipeline, not model, same pipeline and collectively build. So for example, as a data scientist, I ingested some data, cleaned it somehow, and used a model to put it to production. And 6 months from now, somebody comes back from the ingestion team or from a data quality team and says, I want to improve the quality. As a data scientist, I can just share my pipeline with that team, not sharing the entire work that I have done, just the pipeline, that particular use case. And they can improve the data quality by putting in their own checks and measures in the same pipeline and continue to work on the production. So the collaboration is becoming better with this tool. Brief architecture diagram. We are cloud agnostic. We are distribution agnostic. So you don't have any vendor lock-in. If you are working on AWS, you're working on GCP, Azure, Oracle Cloud, anything. All we need is a Spark distribution, and this platform will work on that. We have some competition also. It's a new space. I'm sure there will be more coming up in future. Right now, these are the ones that are really closer to us, and we kind of compete with them. The product that we have is already in work in progress for last 1 year, and keeps evolving. We launched it in March, the first 1.0 version, and we have been using it in 2 clients. One of them is one of the largest retailers in US. We have calculated the propensity for them using this product. And other one is one of the largest IoT company in the world, probably, from B2C angle. And we are right now, as we speak, again working on use case with them for modeling to find out the device knockout time and possibilities. This is the model that we go out and talk to clients when we put it as, it's a licensing model, just in case if you're wondering. We are not as a service on cloud. We can deploy it on cloud, we can deploy it on-prem, but it's a license model. The two of us. I'll just show you one. I have two actually. If you have time, I can show both. This is a video which talks about or shows how easy it is to create a pipeline on big data landscape for a recommendation based on what you have added on your cart while shopping. And this is done on data that we have got from Kaggle. Kaggle is probably, most of you know, is a site where we can compete on data platforms or data challenges. So this was one use case that we have solved from that data. I request the people there, if you can play this video, please. Can you play this? This sound also with this. Yeah. So based on what you have added on your cart, we had given recommendation in real time, and people can add if they want to. So this is how we have done it. This is the pipeline we already configured upfront. Default values are set by default. If you want to change it, you can change it for customizing and tuning it further. So the BA community can probably relate to it. This is your dimension and measures. You can, without knowing how to put it in Spark, you can actually just do it over here. Find the column, put the aggregate function you want to use. So this data set, if you see the pipeline, there were two operators before we went for the aggregator and the joiner. One was the order data set, which we have received from the order management system. The other was a product reference data set, which was the master data for the product. And we have joined them and aggregated and used this machine learning model. You define your confidence level, at what level you say this is justified. And this is a real life video, so nothing has been cut in this entire process. So this is exactly the time you will take to build a recommendation on this product. Your pipeline is ready now. You can save it and then configure it, schedule it for future runs, or if you want to spot run it, you can do that as well. So from the data set, it came out that this is what we should recommend, and this is exactly what we had recommended in the video. There are many other results. Based on your model confidence, you can decide which one to show. We chose 60%, so we recommended only 2 items there. So this is how easy it's gonna be for the BAs and the data scientists to work with big data once you start using a platform like this, maybe this or something else, but something similar. And so we are going to abstract whatever technical details are required for building these things on big data right now. That's one of the biggest challenge that industry is facing. They have people who know data, but they are irrelevant because they don't know big data. And they want to make them useful in finding the right insight about the use cases they are solving in their organization. There's another video, but I think we are short of time. So if you want, I'm sitting there outside, we can meet and I can show you more videos. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. No? Okay, thank you very much.